Irashaimase!
We are
Cafe Tool!
I'm Peachy.
I'm Strawberry.
I'm Cyrus.
And for today's menu, we'll be serving up character designs inspired by album covers. So for today, we decided to all pick an album cover or like cover art for like a single, depending on which one it is. And we're going to use them as inspiration to create some character designs because we are all big music lovers in here, and I think the music taste between us ranges quite greatly. And we also love character design. So we figured if we combine the two, it would be really fun and cool.
Yeah.
Before we get started,
I can't imagine you guys. Oh, I didn't mean to. I fucked it up. Let's start over.
Okay, you hold on to what you were gonna say, and I'll say what I'm gonna say.
Okay. I was just gonna make a stupid comment that, like, if you guys have been watching us for a while, you already know that we are character design fiends.
Yeah. Honestly, I was thinking about that, and I noticed how much we do like character design videos.
It's so fun.
It is so really much fun.
We do character design videos a lot, but I will literally never get enough of it. We did kind of want to treat this as like a challenge as well. So we made some guidelines in order to put the challenge in challenge, you know, and not just have it be like a free-for-all. And so if you also want to do this, then you can follow these guidelines or you don't have to, but we figured it would be a little bit more cool if we did it with guidelines. So the first one is that if it has a full body with a clear character design, if you want to call it that, if it just like has a full body with like an established like design quality to the outfit and all that, then we can't use it because that gives too much and that'll influence the design way too much. The second rule is that the album cover should look more like a piece of artwork to reference rather than like a photo shoot type cover, which like I think that should be pretty obvious, and we could probably put some like images on the screen of like what something that looks like more like a photo shoot is versus like something that's like more like a piece of art. And it can have like a real person in it, or it can actually be art, but like it should be more artistic than, you know, just like they put in an outfit and did a photo shoot and that's the cover, you know. So then that leaves more room for artistic interpretation. And then the last one is like pretty simple. It doesn't have to specifically be like the cover for a whole album. If it's just cover art for like a single, then that also counts. It just has to be like the artwork that's associated with the artist and the song. Those are our guidelines, though. That's what we're sticking to. And if you want to do it too, then you should let us know.
You can't. We're gatekeeping.
What? Strawberry.
Actually, don't do it. This is our idea, and we are trademarking it right now.
Guys.
Yeah, if you copy us, we'll be really mad.
So we're gonna cancel you on Twitter if you do it, actually. So.
Oh.
Sorry.
You're banned.
So what albums did you guys pick?
Well, I guess I'll go first. I picked Imaginal Disc by Magdalena Bay, because honestly, I was sorting through all of my liked albums on Spotify for this video because I was really racking my brain for like something without a full-on person in it that I could really make a character out of. And this one really stood out to me because of the concept and the artwork on it, and I don't know how to explain it aside from I just like immediately had a vision in my head of what I wanted the design to be.
Yeah, I feel like with some of the covers, it was just kind of like you could see them and you could like see the character.
Yeah.
Kind of. Because honestly, I really do think it's just like harder to make a character design if there's just like a person just there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
like if it's just a picture
artistic.
Of the artist.
Yeah. It's gotta have a little something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the one I picked is the cover art for a single, and it is the song Anti-Amorous by Omerta. I actually don't know how to pronounce this artist's name. This is literally the only song I have listened to by them, but I thought the cover was very colorful and cute, and it has a lot of things that I really think I can work with here. The song is crazy though, if anyone decides to listen to it. Just a fair warning. I really like it, and I think the song is cool. And I was telling Strawberry and Cyrus this, I actually found the song because of an Echo edit on TikTok, like Echo from Arcane. Decided to do this, and I was like, this is like the perfect cover, I feel like, because it has so many like fun colors. And I feel like I could make like a really cute, like, punk girly out of whatever is going on here.
I picked the cover art for I don't actually know how to say this. Meliora, an album by Ghost. And I picked it because the cover itself just like it gives a lot to like work with. You have like a very clear like vibe coming from it, I guess.
Yeah, it is very distinct. I really like it. I feel like there's a lot that you could do with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the aesthetic of it. I feel like for each of the ones we picked, they have a very distinct style to them that is like, I don't want to say easy, but like...
Inspires creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm looking at your guys' albums too, and I'm like, yeah, I could definitely make something with that.
Would you guys say that the cover art for yours like matches the vibe of the actual song? Or matches the vibe of the whole album, depending on what you picked?
I think so. I think there is a lot going on this little cover art. I think you would probably assume that the song is insane. I don't really have any doubts about that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you'd see this cover art and you'd think, there's probably not gonna be a man screaming at me in the first 10 seconds, but there is, and I think you would expect that.
I respect that. And I feel like, because I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but when I look at the cover art for yours, I think of like some of those really messed up Vocaloid songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just makes sense to me in my head.
I mean, I saw it and I definitely immediately thought of I don't actually know how to say his name.
Kikuo.
Kikuo. Yeah, I saw it and I immediately thought of him, and he's responsible for a lot of the Vocaloid songs, so.
Yeah, that's true though. That's very true. I feel like this would be like a weird, messed up Vocaloid covered song.
I feel like the cover of mine matches the album pretty well too. Like, to me this reads as very otherworldly, and I feel like Magdalena Bay's music does transport me to another universe.
Yeah, the lead singer, her voice is so like... Honestly, otherworldly is a great word for it, I feel like.
Yeah, and just like their instrumentals too. What about you, Cyrus?
I think that it kind of matches. I feel like, I don't know, I haven't listened to like the full album enough to say whether or not it completely matches, but the song that I listened to the most, I think it's Cyrusy, is how you say it. I feel like that matches the like album art really well, because it feels like when you're listening to the song, there's kind of like a subtle sense of like foreboding to it, and like the album cover is like, it's got this kind of like statue shape of like the main like character that the Ghost like band has, and then like also the scenery like shapes into like a secondary image of like his face.
Whoa.
And I feel like that song matches the album cover really well, but I haven't listened to the other ones enough to like say for sure.
Oh, I didn't even realize that it was making a face.
Yeah.
You didn't catch that?
Oops.
Is there anyone that you guys have been listening to lately that you've really been liking?
Well, honestly, Magdalena Bay. I have been kind of listening to this album on repeat recently. Been listening to a lot of Charlie as usual. Miss XCX. I've also been kind of back into listening to Steve Lacy. I don't know why, I've just been listening to some of his stuff again. I've been into Pink Pantheress. She's kind of a constant in my playlist though.
Yeah.
Love her. Can't wait for new music soon!
Oh my god, yeah, what
It's
is it, April
probably
6th, she said?
yeah, so soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be good. She's never like she always delivers. She may
Yeah,
not be
she...
pregnant, but she delivers.
Oh, I...
I
Okay,
didn't like
yeah.
that.
Sure.
The silence where everyone was like, "Did they just say that?" I also don't know if I should just keep naming artists that I'm listening to, or if you guys, if I
I
should
mean,
stop.
if you have a bunch of people, then name a bunch of people.
Okay. I've also been getting into the Marias, recently. I feel like I'm really late to the party on that, but I don't really care. They're really catchy. Claro? I'm listening to a lot of Claro. Oh, Men I Trust. I've been listening to a lot of Men I Trust again because they're going on tour, and I think my brother and I are planning to go, so I'm really excited. Um, I've been into Chapel Roan, Kelly Uchis. I feel like just all the usual artists are always in my playlist because I love them so much and I love everything that they make.
I'm always trying to listen to new stuff, but I also have a pretty consistent like list of people who are always in my circulation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spirit Box just fully dropped their new album, so they have this one song on there that I listened to it for like a few times, and I was like about it, but then I like went back, and I don't know what it is about this like second go around that I'm like, oh my god, this is a banger. And that one is Tsunami Sea. I love that one. I don't know why I have suddenly like really been loving the Sundays, which I feel like is a little random.
Oh!
They just make such like fun music, and maybe it's because like the weather is getting better, but I've just been like in the mood. Like summertime
Yeah.
will come on and I'm like, bro, we're
I
so
get you.
back. I've had a little bit of Dance Gavin Dance in my rotation, specifically because one of their songs popped off a bit on TikTok, and it was one I hadn't heard before, and so it got me back into listening to both the songs that I had already heard and also going to look for more of their songs to listen to, because they make really good music. They like consistently have bangers. Like I can just like click on a random Dance Gavin Dance song and probably like it. I've had a very small hint of Muse in my rotation just because I saw this TikTok of this guy who covered Starlight, and I really liked it, and then everybody was like, oh my god, you sound exactly like them, like you sound exactly like the person who sings it. And I was like, well, I like this guy's voice, so if he sounds exactly like that guy, then I want to listen to that guy. Ooh, also, this is a big throwback for me, but I also have a bit of School Food Punishment that I've been listening to, which I know there is probably no one who's gonna know who they are. And the only reason I know about them actually is because they are in this old niche anime called Eden of the East. Or I think it's a movie. And the opening song for the movie, I have been listening to that song since I was in middle school, and I just rediscovered it again. And then I also rediscovered their music in general. It's really good, and so I've been listening to a few of their other songs.
In the past like few weeks, I've been really into Florence and the Machine. I feel like the most like talked about songs are from their like 2009 album, or at least from like what I know. Those are my favorite songs from them. But I've been listening to Lungs a lot, and then I've been listening to Wasteland from the Arcane soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really love that song. I think it's so good.
I guess I didn't really get into specific songs. It was just like artists.
Yeah.
All my favorite artists.
Well, the way that I listen to music is that, like, I get really hooked on, like, specific songs and I'll listen to them on repeat. Or I get, like, really hooked on, like, a specific artist. Because, like, I guess I've been listening to, like, a lot of Billie Eilish all year, and it's just kind of, like, normal, so...
That's how I listen to music, too, a lot of time. Unless, like, I find an artist that I really, really like, it's usually just, like, one or two singles, or, like, one or two songs from an album that I'll just have on repeat constantly.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. And I am so content having that song play for the 500th time. And not listening to any of the other ones until I'm ready to go to the next one.
Yeah.
I know that may be a psychotic way to listen to music, but I don't know what it is. Like, when I find a really good song that I'm into, I just cannot get enough of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to listen to it every single day for like a month straight, and then I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is kind of how I listen to music as well.
And then I feel like I'm stuck with it for life, because then on Spotify, my go-to playlist is my on-repeat playlist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just caught in the loop forever, but I honestly don't care, because I just like, I have my go-to artists where I like pretty much everything they put out, but I also have like these weird one-off songs where I'm like, this is my thing now for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, every now and then I'll find an artist that I really like, to the point where, like, doesn't matter what they put out, I know I will find a good song, and like I can just listen through the whole album without having to skip anything. But 90% of the time it's literally just like one random song from one album, or like if it's from one artist that I really like, then sometimes it'll be multiple one songs in each album that they have.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I have a lot to work with. I think part of the challenge here is trying to figure out exactly like what parts of this will make for a good character design, and what maybe I can leave out a little bit more. I really like a lot of the colors in here, so I think if I don't use a lot of the motifs that I'm seeing, I think at the very least I will try my best to use all of the colors, because I think they go really well together. But there are some like little like things in there that I feel like would be cute to like try to add in. Like, there's like little demons and like hearts and like flowers and stars and ribbons, and like a lot of like motifs that I feel like I already use in my work, that I think I could try to incorporate. And I think there's like a cat in here somewhere. Yeah, there's like a cat there, I think, if that is a cat. So I was thinking maybe of making like a demon cat girl something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would go really well with your art style. I feel like the problem with me right now is like I have an idea, but it's also kind of several ideas in one, and I like want to mesh all of them together, but I think it's too much, and I think I need to settle down. Yeah, because I just have so many like reference pictures up right now, and I'm struggling to figure out what I really want to do. I just knew that I wanted to make some kind of cyber design to capture the vibe of the music itself, and of the cover. And because of the disc kind of being inserted into her head, I kind of thought it would be cool if I had like an angel design with like the disc as the halo. So I was like, okay, cyber angel thing, but I can't decide what shape I want her to be, you know? Like, on one hand, I want to make her look really robotic and give her these really cool cybernetic legs, and on the other hand, I kind of want her to be in like this cool dress that is also a little cyber looking, but I don't know how to do that, because I feel like robots and like mechs and cyber stuff is a little out of my comfort zone. I'm really used to designing more organic looking things, so I'm like really struggling to figure out my shape language right now. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know which side to lean into more. What is your design idea, Cyrus?
I had this because when I was looking at the cover art, it's got some like kind of like almost like steampunk elements, or like industrial elements. They've got like there's like airships or like blimps in the background, and there's like pipes with like smoke coming out of them, and there's some gears. And so my first thought was like maybe like a steampunk, or kind of like, it reminded me more of like Zon from Arcane or League of Legends, like the aesthetic of that. So I was thinking a character kind of with like that aesthetic mixed with the like religious imagery that Ghost uses in like their own aesthetics for their band.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Then what is your... If you had to pick one song as your favorite song right now, then what would it be?
I think it's probably Tsunami Sea by Spirit Box. To everybody's surprise.
I didn't even know you liked Spirit Box.
I had no idea.
I think. Because like, it was very recently that I decided that I liked this song a lot more than I thought I did. But like, it's like really sticking in my brain right now. Before that, I would have said it was Starlight by Muse.
I honestly feel like my my go-to song recently is Anthems by Charlie XCX. Like it doesn't matter if it's 5 a.m. and I'm on my way to my job, like that shit is playing loud in my ears. I mean, that song. I don't know, it's just so catchy. And I feel like my favorite song at the time always just depends on like the image in my head that goes with it, you know?
Yeah.
If it's a good daydreaming song. So
Oh
I feel
my God,
like that.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm stuck between that and also, now that I'm thinking about it, Spin Me Around by the Marias, which is a song with a very different vibe, but also a very good daydreaming song, and one that I've been listening to a lot lately.
Oh my God, that's so real. If I can daydream good to a song, then it will immediately become my favorite.
Yeah.
Exactly. And just as soon as I have the perfect scenario in my head for that song,
Yes!
that's the one. That's the one.
It's so over after that. I'll be walking around my house just going, replaying it over and over again.
Like, bro, I know I already said 2 songs, but also I've been listening to a lot of Disease by Lady Gaga.
Oh,
good.
yeah. That's a good one.
Most of the time, recently, I don't think I've had like a song specifically that I've had on repeat. It's most of the time I go straight to a playlist that has every single Billie Eilish song on it and just like play that.
Okay.
No, listen,
So
I
just
just
the general Billie Eilish is the answer.
yeah, pretty much. My favorite.
If you had to pick one song of hers, could you pick one? Sorry, no pressure.
I think right
Well,
now.
the first thing is, could he?
All-time favorite would be really hard, like you guys said, for Billy, but The Diner is my favorite right now, I think.
Okay. Yeah. That one is really good. On a completely separate note, let's assign each other some songs.
Yeah, I came up with a little game where I kind of wanted us to pick a song for each other that we felt like not matched each other's music taste, but like matched our personalities, I guess.
I did exactly what you guys dreaded, and I picked a Sonic song for each of you. And I don't even really know how to explain some of these. I just went with the vibes. Should I try to explain from top to bottom?
Bro, did you give me Windy Hill?
What?
Please. Okay, so I said this earlier, like, off camera. Well, I guess not off camera. But before we started recording, I was saying that because Cyrus likes, kind of more gothic aesthetics and, like, vampires and things, I associate him with Halloween. But I also associate him with Valentine's Day. I don't know how to explain it. It makes sense to me. So naturally, I picked Mystic Mansion for Cyrus.
Nice.
Right.
because it just feels really Halloween-y and very spooky. And I'm gonna be honest, it was difficult to pick Sonic music for you guys because not a lot of it. A lot of it is kind of intense.
This is so loud.
Yeah, it's very loud. That's the one I picked for Cyrus. And I think I associate it with you because of your like witchy OCs that you have and your story that you're working on. So it just, yeah, it felt like the right choice. And then wait, let me listen to Windy Hill again because I feel like Peachy. How do I even describe this? It's like, to me, this sounds very sparkly. This song, and in my mind's eye, you were very sparkly, and in real life, you were very sparkly. And I just feel
she
like
loves me.
it is very pretty, like springtime vibes, and I feel like with the colors that you wear, you remind me of spring and just like a nice windy day. Do you know what I mean?
A windy day in spring.
Yeah. Like a nice day where the weather is temperate and like it's not too hot, but it's just in my mind's eye it's like a perfect day for a picnic.
Oh yes.
Is the vibe that's in my mind. And I don't know if I said the name of it. I picked Windy Hill for Windy Valley for Peachy. And then for 6, I picked Casino Park because how do I 6 because 6 is very silly to me and very mischievous, and I feel like that's exactly what this song encapsulates. Like she just brings this energy to every call. Very silly, very fun. And so she's Casino Park. So there's your Sonic theme song assignments.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, for Cyrus, I think I would give him a Spirit Box song.
Mm-hmm.
But like one of the more like calm Spirit Box songs, like maybe like The Summit or Secret Garden. Because I think it's more The Summit than Secret Garden.
Cool.
I think, I don't know, I feel like to encapsulate Cyrus' vibe, in my brain, it has to be an alternative music specifically, and it has to be a song that goes like, it builds and then it goes down, and it like has like different, you can't see my hands, but my hands are going up and down. I think for Strawberry, I would do, and listen, if you asked me to do this and like make a full analysis of my friends and then assign a song, I think I might pick different songs.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the songs that come to my brain right now and that I can like remember properly and like kind of do like a split second observation and connection. So, but I think for Strawberry, I would say Light Prayer by School Food Punishment. It's very like anime opening-esque in a good way. It has, it's very like, I would say it's upbeat, but not exactly like in the happy direction. It's very energetic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has some like really nice like softer parts, and I really like the singer's voice, and I just think the overall vibe of the song, I feel like encapsulates Strawberry's energy in a good way.
Oh.
Overall, I have a very positive view of the song, and I think that correlates.
Well.
I don't know if this is my final answer, but for the sake of not sitting here for 10 hours, 6 is Rocket Beat by Kiyono Yasuno. It's the opening question mark of it's one of the Cardcaptor Sakura openings, I think, unless it's an ending song. I forget which part it is. That one is more on the vibes of I think what Strawberry was going for with my song. It's like I feel like it gives like spring, and I feel like it's very like light and nice. And it's I feel like the song plays and you just think of a nice cute girl, and I think 6 is that nice cute girl that you think of.
Oh. We talked about artists that we're listening to a little bit, but is there anyone underrated that you guys would recommend? I have a couple people in mind, I think.
I really like an artist called Baby Bugs.
Baby Bugs?
Yeah. I like almost every single one of their songs.
Ooh.
Okay.
They're
What
only
kind of
like...
music do they make?
It's like alt music. It like varies between like different alt genres depending on what you're listening to. But I just think that their songs are really good, and I think more people should listen to them because they only have 300,000 listeners on Spotify monthly, and I think that's so f***ed up.
Oh my god.
Criminally underrated. They are so good. Some of my favorite songs from them are Pure as a Lamb, Autotheist, and My Lucifer. Those are my 3 like top songs from them. I love those songs so much.
I think for me, my suggestion would probably be Wisp.
Oh my gosh.
Again, to nobody's surprise. But I just love their music so much. I think it's just the girl. I don't know if she's like necessarily in a band, but I love her voice so much. Her voice is amazing. I'm not gonna sit here and say that there is like a very large difference between the way that her music sounds, but it all sounds so good to me. Like if you like one song, I feel like you will like all of them, which I think is a good thing. Yeah, she just has such like a very specific soft voice. And honestly, I'm just a big fan of shoegaze music. It's like a very specific alternative music that like has such a distinct sound, and I always end up liking that sound, and I feel like she does it so well and her voice fits it so well. And they're just such like nice, soft, like I think a little bit creepy sometimes in a way. I feel like it's not overt. Yeah, I really like it. My number
Just a
one
little haunting.
Yeah, haunting I think is a good way to say it. I think my favorite, not even I think, I know my favorite Wish song of all time is Your Face. I think everyone knows that song if you're on TikTok, because that one really popped off on TikTok. But she has a lot of other really great music. But I really love Your Face. I love See You Soon. And I also really like Once Then You'll Be Free.
I would say Mei Ihara is really good. I don't know if she's necessarily underrated, but I hadn't heard of her until she opened for Faye Webster a while back. And if you're a Faye Webster fan and you like that kind of vibe, then you would love her music too. It's really cute and really nice, and just really good for easy listening. I found out that Martin from Slushy Noobs makes music, and I actually really like it. I don't know what I would call it, maybe like hyperpop, but his name on Spotify is 2006 WR, a song that actually my brother showed him to me. I listened to Cyber Girl, which is really good, if you're into that kind of stuff. And then 2 artists that I found on TikTok, so I don't know if they're underrated anymore because they've gone pretty viral, is like Hemlock Springs and Pebbles and Tam Tam. I would highly recommend them too. Hemlock Springs, their music is very whimsical and fun. I really like Sever the Blight and Girlfriend, which are 2 songs you might have heard already. And then Pebbles and Tam Tam, they did that one song that was called like Pink Like Suki or something.
Oh, yeah.
That went really viral, and I just really like their style. I feel like their music is good. It's a good confidence boost, and it's very slay and very and they're very cool. That's all.
Is T a word we have to censor?
Probably.
I
Think about that.
So, yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I didn't really think about it. I just feel like that's the best way to describe their songs.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed watching us make our little character designs based off of these covers. And these are our final designs. And if you guys have any artists that you guys want us to listen to, or more people to know about, you should tell us about it, because we would love to hear some new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always looking for more music to listen to, please.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment about what you thought of the video. Make sure to check out the links to Cafe Etoile and everyone else's socials in the description below. And feel free to join our Discord while you're at it. Thanks again, and come back soon. Bye!
Bye.